Hello folks. This is our detailed explanation video for this class 11 computer science chapter number 6, or any chapter that might be. The concept is the same data types and operators. The previous chapter was getting started with Python. We discussed the basic things about the Python language there. But today we'll be discussing mainly focus on our discussion on data types and operators based on the CBSE Class 11 latest 2026 to 27 syllabus we'll be discussing here. Basically, what is in the syllabus is that in syllabus is written that we should have some knowledge of basic data types. We'll be covering all these numbers, integer, floating point, complex, Boolean, sequence like string, list, tuples, non-data type mapping is dictionary, mutable and immutable data types. We had the introduction of these in the previous chapter, but here we'll be seeing in detail with explanation with examples, and operators like arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operators, assignment operators, augmented assignment, or we say it compound assignment, identity operators like is not, and membership operators in and not in we'll be discussing. Also we'll be seeing and the learning outcomes that is basically there. Identify and explain built-in Python data type and classify it as mutable or immutable. Type function will be learning to use. ID function will be using to ID is used to find the memory location, as we know. Memory location. Even in the previous thing we chapter we knew that, and type is to figure out data type. And some summary will be seeing later on common mistakes and common question answers which come in school exams. So introduction to data types. What is basically data type? Like every piece of data we know has information that a computer basically works, like a roll number, student name, price, true, false flag, anything has to be shown in computer memory in some form, right? Python also needs to be understand what kind of value a variable is holding it, and how much memory to reserve, and which operations are varied upon it. That kind to classify it we use that is known as data type, right? In other languages you need to define a data type, like in C++ and Java we need to define data type, like int x equal to 10, or let's say like float y equal to 5.50. So these the format in CPP and Java format, C++ and Java. But in Python, as we know, simply we don't decide the data type, we just write x equal to 10, y equal to 5.5 even without a semicolon, like similar to English assignment, not like semicolon history and data type in history. So that makes it easier, but also a bit we have to be careful, and intuitiveness should be there in identifying those things. So what is a data type? So the definition, basically formal definition here. A data type identifies the category of value a variable can hold, and consequently the set of operations that can legally be performed on that value. So basically what it stores and what are the kind of operations we can perform on the threshold value or something it is containing, right, on the container. Let's say Python will happily let you add two numbers, but it will refuse to add a number to a list in the same way, because numbers and lists are different data types and different rules, right? So then Python is a dynamically typed language. What it means is that previously chapter we also discussed this dynamically typed and statically typed language. Dynamically typed language means we do not have to declare the data type of variable in advance, but in statically typed language like Java and C++, we need to declare it. Right, the Python figures this out automatically from the value you assign it. Let's say like age equal to 16, and type of age to give type function of age, it will give in class int, it will give name rf, and type of name, it will give class str. Like that, if I give age equal to 5.5, then give type of age here, it will give me class, this is a float, the class float it should be giving me, right? The 5 built-in data types in the Python family we have the numbers that further splits into your integer numbers, float numbers and the complex like a plus bj format. Complex is 3 plus 5j. We don't use I here, we use j instead of that. And boolean is a special subtype here. Sequence like your string list tuples, no value is none, that is not zero or false, that is simply means none data type. No value mapping is a hash maps, key value pairs in dictionary. Set, although it's not a part of syllabus, also a built-in Python collection type. You may see some briefs mentioned in your NCERT textbook. It is also mentioned. Okay. Identify the type of X: int, float, complex, bool, str, list, tuple, none type, dict. These data types will be coming. Sometimes in exam this is one of the MCQs also it might come. What is the type of that? So you have to give like integer is for int is for integer, float is for floating point numbers, complex number is complex, bool for boolean, str for strings, list for list, tuples for tuples, none for none type, dictionary is dict. You have to remember these things also. It will come like class int, it is coming class float, it will come like that. There's a number data type. Number data type, let's first start with the int data type of the integer. It's a whole number, it may be positive, negative, 0 without a decimal point. There may be minus 12, maybe positive 3, maybe 0, anything. If it is without any sign, the opposite is by default is positive, we know that. In Python 3 means latest version of Python, integers have no fixed maximum value. They can grow as large as your computer memory actually allows. But in different language like C, C++, int has a fixed range is there. As minus this to plus this, it will only store. The integers can also be written in octal form, base 8 format. Prefix we can use 00 to represent it. To remember this which prefix we use octal and hexadecimal, 0x prefix we can use. So like 00 0O55 is an octal literal, 0x 68 is an hexadecimal literal. The second rule number 23, type of roll number class int. There is a floating point. Float is basically a number that has some fraction in decimal part. 3.14, it may be minus 3.14, it may be 4.0. Even 0 is there at the point. After the point, it's still a float, it's not an integer. But don't get misconfused with that. How many zeros we add to right side? And scientific notation is what? My 0.314 E01. It means 0.314 into 10 to the power 1 equal to 3.14. That is a famous value of pi. We know that. So this is a formal notation how I write it. Take it careful. So yeah, so you can take the data type like this, figure out. There's a complex numbers. Complex number has both a real part and an imaginary part. Written in the a plus bj or the x plus yj format, where j represents a imaginary unit, the iota part, a root over a minus 1. This maths we have. A 3 plus 4j, 2 minus 2j, jn plus 9j. The complex numbers are mainly used in scientific and engineering calculation. It is rarely needed in everyday program, but CBSE expects you to recognize and identify them. Like j equal to minus 3.7.2j, print j comma type of j. J will give like this in the bracket, but class is complex. So say class int it is there, here it is class is complex and data type. So this is a glance what we have learned, the three data types basically in numbers. Then we go to a special case, a boolean case. What is that? Boolean is a unique data type with exactly two values, maybe true, maybe false. In Python, actually, bool is actually a subtype of int. The true behaves like the integer 1 and false behaves like integer 0 in arithmetic operation. So any value that is non-zero, non-empty, not null is logically considered as true. Other are false, right? जैसे कि pass equal to true. If you assign the true to a past variable and type of past, it will give the class as bool for the boolean. True plus true equal to 2 it will give, because 1 plus 1 it is evaluating true is stands for 1. Here either true is also 1. So if you do the math, it will give you 2 only. So each instance true comma int will give true. So it behaves at 1 or 0. So remember that. This thing, memory trip. Okay, and yeah, the 4.0 part and I symbol, we use J symbol here, so don't be confused with this part here. And yeah, then we come to sequence data types. What is a sequence? Basically, sequence is an ordered collection of items where every item can be located using an integer index, basically forward index. Let's say I have value 1 2 3 in a list format in square bracket. So this is of the index 0, index 1, index 2. This is forward indexing in this manner. If we give backward indexing, it last digit -1, -2, -3. This is backward indexing. So you can identify using that. Later we'll be seeing what is indexes. And Python provides built-in three sequence types: there's string, list, and tuples. The string, let's first discuss what is string or the str. That's a data type. It's a group of characters enclosed by a single or double quote. We say to double quotes actually because other languages for using normal char like A is dependent in single quote. It is a char data type. But in Python we don't have the char data type. We only have the str, string data type. So again, in single quote, double quote, a multi-line text or multi-line comments that we use generally, they can be in the triple quotes, right? Quotes themselves are not part of the string, they only tell Python when the string begins and ends. So let's say 452, let's say if we are keeping using quotes, the 452 becomes a string, text, not a number. We cannot perform some mathematical calculations or anything sort of that on it, right? The second city equal New Delhi, pin number equal to 4520001, note equal to this a multi-line string. So in triple quotes we can give, single quotes or double quotes. Then is a list. What is a list? It is an ordered sequence of items separated by commas and enclosed in the square brackets. Strings are immutable, lists are mutable. They can contain items of different data types together, and contents can be changed after creation. Its value at place can be changed. So in a student list, let's say we can store an integer number 5, 3.4, a float number, New Delhi as a string, 20C as a string, 45 as an integer number. If you print student, it will give the same thing, right? The lists are mutable. You can add, remove, or modify items after the list has been created. Ideal for data keeps changing, like the running attendance list of a class. Then there's a tuple. Tuple is basically an ordered sequence of items separated by commas enclosing parentheses, right? जैसे कि in point we are storing 10, 20, apple, 3.4 a as a single character string. So this is a tuple and print point will give this. So if we write it, let's say if we 9 write in bracket, it will be treating as a number here, right? But tuple with a single item, 9 comma we need to give, then it should treat like a tuple. So remember this thing, that is very important. It's written here. Empty tuple is known as a simple left and right parenthesis. Okay, so yeah, this common mistake what we do is we understand this here. And at a quick glance, yes, tuples are immutable, and strings contain no mixed data types, only characters. Lists are different data types and typical uses as we can see it here. The real life example is what? Like a WhatsApp group member list. People keep joining, leaving, mutable, right? The list should be used for that. Tuple, like the days of a week or months of a year, it is fixed forever, immutable. String, your name as text on your school ID card, that's a string. But sometimes the questions can be, a very popular question is here. Why are tuples preferred over lists when data should not change? The tuples are immutable, they protect data from accidental modification and process slightly faster than lists. The later when we start in this chapter of strings, lists, tuples, dictionaries, we'll be seeing in detail why these are. Now it's just a starting thing, so don't worry much here. It's a none data type, that is a special data type, exactly one value is a none, so it has a none type, so we just print it. Result equal to none, type result is class none type, print result is none. It depends absence of value, means nothing here, it is not zero, not empty string, not false. Okay, So remember this, it has own unique value. Okay. The programmers commonly use a null as a placeholder for a variable that will be given a real value later. Like example, before a value is fetched from database or user input. Sometimes students write if x equal to 0 to check for no value when the variable was set to none. Remember, none, false, 0 are three different things in Python. Even logically, all they are maybe false in a condition. So remember that thing. Don't write. This is very important. Common mistakes. There's a mapping. Mapping has maps or dictionary. So this stores data as key value pairs, and these are not sequences. Right? Sets can be, if it's in curly braces, this can be a sequence set, but here it is in key value pair separated by semicolons. Sorry, key and value are separated by semicolons, and which it is in middle it is separated by commas only. The items in dictionary are stored in curly bracket. Every key is separated from value by a colon. Key value pairs are separated by commas. Keys are usually strings, though other immutable types are allowed. Values can be of any data type. To fetch a value, specific its value within square bracket, not the position number. In previously, we use indexing to fetch a value, but here we will use key to fetch a value. It's a fruit. Fruit of fruit equal to what? Key of, sorry, dict of key equal to value. Like that assignment will also take place. So here you can see some of the things. Fruit, the fruit is the dictionary here. Then price of kg by printing will give 120. Here that's a key and that's a value, right? The dict of key equal to value. So real life example is a dictionary works like a telecom directory or a mobile phone contact book. You look up for a contact name, the key to get installed your phone number, the value you never search by position. Other less tuples even in string somewhat, in string slicing later we'll see. These are all using indexing. Okay. How to access it? Dictionary name plus key for accessing dictionary values. So it is one of the MCQ's question. Okay. There's a mutable and immutable data types. Okay. Memory address of an object when taking the ID function. Mutable means content or value of the object can be changed after it is created without changing its identity or memory address. Means ID stays the same. But in immutable, the value content of the object cannot be changed after creation. Any change actually destroys the old object and create a brand new one with a new ID, with a new memory location assigned. So let's say trace it, let's say num1 equal to, if we give num1 here equal to 300, num1 is gets assigned to num2. The num1 points to num2 now. If we check the ID of num1 num2, it will give true because both are pointing to the same memory location. Num1 and num2 both are pointing to the same memory location, that is like 300, right? Then num2 plus 100 equal to num1. The num2 is previously 300 plus 100 and num1 is now 400, right? And this was 300 plus 100 gives in num1 as 400. Then ID of num1 equal to num2, now it will be false because memory location is now different. One is corresponding to 300 num2 and num1 is corresponding to 400 as the memory location, right? So notice that when num1 was reassigned, Python did not modify the original object 300 in place. Instead, it created a completely new object 400 and pointed num1 to it, leaving num2 still pointing to the old object 300. So these are immutable data types, integers are basically, and they cannot be changed after creation. The attempts to change them silently create new objects instead, so their memory location gets changed. So which are mutable and immutable data types? Immutable like your integer, float, complex, boolean, string, tuples. Mutable are your list, dictionary and sets. So remember this part. Then you can remember using some memory tricks like this also. And again, a common confusion there. What is a common mistake? If students think if I can reassign a value, it must be mutable. Mutable. No, it is not like that. Reassignment x equal to x plus 1. Old value of x, let's say 5 plus 1, and new value is 6. I'm pointing to that. Always works in any data type. Mutability is about changing the object content in place. In place. And list dot append not means about reassigning the variable name to a new object. So choosing a right data type. So with so many data type that we have, how to choose the right data type when we need it? That is one of the major thing to learn, right? The list when you need a simple ordered collection that will be modified frequently, like names of students enrolled in a course. Tuple when data would never change. Names of a month of a year. There are 12 months, 12 particular names. Set when you need to guarantee that no item repeats. A list of unique artifacts in a museum. Dictionary has map or mapping, that's the same thing. When you need fast lookup based on a custom key, a logical key value association like a telephone directory. The name is to number it is pointing out, right? Name is to that person, phone number. Okay, so that's all for your data types part, and now we'll be seeing the operators part. What is operators, operands, operations? We know that operator is what, a special symbol, okay, that performs a specific uh, mathematical calculation something. Operands are basically the things that are variables used to do operations upon, like x and y. X and y are operands. A 10 plus num 10 and the variable num, the value 10 and variable num are operands, and plus is a operator. So in CBSE syllabus we have 6 different types of operators. These are arithmetic, logical, so relational, assignment, identity, membership. We have previously discussed some arithmetic and relational operator, and I'll be seeing what are logical operators, assignment, identity, and membership. Arithmetic operators, 7 various types in Python that we know, right? 7 types we have. You have the addition operator, is to add two values, a concatenate two strings, like hello plus India, hello India, 5 plus 6, 11. Subtraction, subtracts right operand from the left operand, 5 minus 6 equal to 1. Multiplication, used for application or for multiplication. जैसे कि 5 asterisk 6 is 30, but India is a string, asterisk 2, one is a integer, other is a string. To India, India. This is a replication. It is known as replication here. The strings can be added and multiplied but not subtracted and divided. You should be knowing the things. Later we'll be seeing what are these things. Normal division is a float division. Float division is used for the integer division. For the modulus is remainder into little. Exponentiation, asterisk asterisk is for power. The 3 asterisk is 4 is 3 to the power 4. यानी कि 3 into 3 into 3 into 3, that is 9 into 9, that will give you 81 at the end, right? Okay, difference between these three, difference between the integer division, that is a float division, and normal division, that is a float division, we have already seen. The modulo you also know, like 15 modulo 7, 7 into 2 is 14, the remaining is remainder is 1. 13 modulo 5, remainder is 3 to little, right? So remember all these things here. And sometimes like 9.0 float division 2.0, we expect integer result, but float division keeps the data type of the operand, so it will return 4.0 there, not 4. So always it may not be, it also depends on the data type. We later will be seeing this. These are some of the edge cases here. Then is the relational operators. Okay, these are also known as the comparison operators, and what it does is compare the values of two operands and then evaluate a Boolean result. Either may be true, either may be false. So let's assign, with this example, let's work out. Num1 is given as 10, num2 is 0, STR1 is good, STR2 is afternoon. Num1 equal to num2, false, because 10 is not equal to 0, right? Not equal to. Not equal to is wrong here, actually it is given like this, and equal to is given like this, right? And greater than is like this, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Okay, these formats don't get, this is wrong actually. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. 10 is not equal to 0, true. 10 is greater than 0, true. 10 is less than 0, false. 10 is greater than equal to, greater than or equal to, it is either of this. Okay, not both, cannot be there. So yeah, greater than or equal to, 10 is greater than equal to 0, true. 10 is less than equal to 0, it's false. So these are not the notations actually. Equal to, double equal to, not equal to is not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, not equal to in Python. These are math symbols, so this format is a bit wrong here. Comparison strings, we can, strings are compared lexicographically. It means Python compares them character by character using each character's underlying ASCII values. ASCII we studied, that is, the full form is American Standard Code for Information Interchange, just like alphabetical order in a dictionary. So good afternoon. The STR1 is greater than STR2, true, because G has a higher ASCII value than A. We know the ASCII value uppercase A is 65, and like that B is like +1 will do, so it's 66, and C it will give 67, and lowercase a is 97, and 0 is 48. So here it is comparing basically G. So of course G is way ahead in our alphabet line from A to Z. G is greater. So of course the ASCII value will be greater. If A is 65, it will be greater of course sometimes. So G is greater than A. Like that STR1 is greater than STR2, because first it is comparing character by character. It will compare Z with A. Then lowercase o with lowercase f. Like that. Okay. Equal to is for equality, and normal single equal to is for assignment. So don't also mix that again and again. I'm saying that. Then logical operators, these combine two or more conditions of Boolean values and gives a true false result. So it is and or not, right? And write in lowercase, and that follows the same rules as the Boolean logic, and gate, or gate, and not gate. This logical circuits when we did logical gates. So remember, before we use logical operators, you must know which values the Python says these are a true value, the true the value, and some are falsy value or false values. So none value, false, zero, empty, empty string, empty set, empty dictionary, empty list, anything. These are all falsy values. Everything except that is always true. Any non-zero number, non-empty sequence, non-empty dictionary, true, normal, this true, anything. These are all true value by default. So we know the operator and the rule here. Like and rule is what? True only if both operands are true. True and false is gonna be false, as either one is false, or is at least one. If true, so it's true. The true or false will give true here from that and table, odd table we did in Boolean logic. And by not, it's a reverse thing. Not true is giving us false, and not false is giving us true. And it's like the strict gatekeeper, or it's like relaxed gatekeeper. Not is a rebel, right? So you can relate like this. And like in the AND gate, we did this table, right? 1 2, this table. 1 and 1 is gonna be 1, and 1 and 0 is gonna be 0. 0 and 1 is gonna be 0, and 0 and 0 is gonna be 0. So when everything is true, answer is true. Either one of them is false, answer is false, right? The same we did in OR gate, if you remember. OR gate, the table was there. So 1 0 it will give 1, 0 1 it will give 1, 1 1 it will give 1, 0 0 it will give 0. When each is anything is 1 it will give 1. If both are false then only it will give false. Right. Write in lowercase, not like those gates in uppercase. Okay. Assignment operator is for assigning something, like India string is assigned to country. If you print country it will give India. Interactively it will not give, but this is in the command prompt. Interactive mode is given. Okay. The x equal to 5 plus 2 it will give. X is assigned to 7. This is evaluated. In R value we have the evaluation expression part. In X value is L side value. Left hand side we generally have the variables. We discussed this in the previous chapter. What's the L value and R value and how the evaluations happens, other things, right? In getting started Python. Augmented assignment operator or the compound assignment operator. In previous chapter also we took a reference of this. What is this? So let's talk about that here. So this is basically the thing. X equal to x plus y is same as x plus equal to y. Here the old value of x, right, is used, then added with y to give new x. The second num1 equal to 10 and num1 plus equal to 2. So now num1 becomes, now the new num1 becomes 12. Like that the same it is used for minus equal to, asterisk equal to, divide by equal to, float division, modulo equal to, and exponentiation equal to. So the plus equal to operator also works on strings. Concatenation on a string with an integer. Let's say str1 plus equal to str2 joins them. A asterisk equal to 3, so it repeats them. That's an application. It also works with string. Okay, these compound assignment, augmented assignment operators. So sometimes it is asked, uh, yeah, examination might be asked in MCQ. Then identity operators are your is and is not. Is, otherwise is not. So they are used to check if the variables refers to a exact same object in the memory location or not. So it means the ID function will give the same memory address, right? Let's say num1 equal to 5. Num1 is assigned to num2. Num1 is num2. Yes, num1 is not num2. False. Here it is the same thing now, because num1 and num2 both are pointing to 5. So their memory location are same. The is identity is giving us the same. But the most important discussion is here, distinction we need to know is about the equality and the is operator. Equality compares the values of those operators. Values are same or not, that belongs to relational operators. But is an identity operator if they have the same object or not, like memory location, right? The single common exam point is, see, value check is for equal to and is for identity check. So we need to remember that. You don't need to do a mistake. There is a membership operator. Membership is a in, there is, it is in not in, it is not in. Right? Is not. These are assignment operator. But for membership operator, you have the in, other just flip it, not in. Right? The in means the value exists inside the sequence or not. Not in means the value is not inside a given sequence. Colors equal to red, 2 green, here it is given. So red in colors, yes. 10 not in colors, true. So it will give the boolean value as output, true or false. Just like relational identity, maybe we're saying, right? Yeah. And the membership operator works on all sequence types. String list tuples, like A in apple. It checks for that particular character of substring and not just single letter. So remember that part. And that's all. We have come to the end of the chapter now. So this is to a cheat sheet of all the things we learned. So you can take a preview of that thing. In data types, we'll learn about number, sequences, none, mapping, immutable, mutable, ID function, type function, operators in arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment, augmented, या फिर the compound, identity, membership. Okay, these are some important points to see. So you can take those screenshots on that. Common mistakes in, yeah, you can take the screenshots, and that's all. That's the end of the chapter. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and if you like the video, just like the video and subscribe to this channel for further updates and videos. It will be coming. A letter will be coming in the next chapter, chapter 7, where we'll be discussing more about Python language as it is given in your syllabus, right? Class 11 syllabus of CBSE and NCERT textbooks reference. So that's all, and the notes for this chapter will be given in the description. Probably description Google Drive link will be given, so there you can refer to the notes. And yeah, do tell me how do you like the content of the video, the teaching style, etc. Yeah, that's all, and yeah, bye bye folks.